We have a dream and we're developing a plan to help us fulfill this dream. And it's all to do with bamboo and what we're doing here at Suansuk Homestay. I've got a couple of other videos about bamboo and our belief that it can have a significant impact on climate change. So if you're interested in this, I encourage you to go and have a look at those videos too. We want to be able to plant more bamboo because we really believe that it is one of the key ways that we can help combat climate change as a global community, but also as a closer in community, not just my wife and myself, but also within our local community. And this is what our plan is, to help try and encourage others in the community to see the benefits of bamboo. And what we're going to have to do as outsiders is to show them how we're doing it rather than go and tell them how we're doing it. You know, we are kind of separated a little bit physically from the local community because we don't live up in the village. We're 100 or so meters away from the village, but this hasn't really made any difference. Even right from the beginning, we were made to feel incredibly welcome down here. I wasn't sure about this when I first moved in, or before we'd moved in even. I was a little concerned about being probably the only foreigner in the whole region here. And also because my wife's not from here, she's from Park, so we were both kind of outsiders. But as we were building the house, Pansa had to go up to the village to meet with the headman and work out some details about building the house and being here. And he said to her, he said, you know, you're moving in here, you're part of our community. So if you're in the garden and you're working near the road and somebody's coming past and they stop for a chat, you stop what you're doing and you engage in conversation. And when we have an event in the village, you come and join in. When there's something happening at the temple, you come and be part of that. When somebody dies in the community, you come along to the funeral and be part of the community. And this really blessed both of us to have a welcome like this. And really, I have never lived in any other place in my life where I've felt so welcomed and the neighbours are so friendly. I love it. It's really fantastic. And we've noticed a lot of these farmers, a lot of the people in our rural community here are getting older. As I mentioned in the other video, they have worked hard, they've put their kids through college, and now they're aging and their kids are busy, so it's getting more and more difficult for them to work in the rice fields and the orchards. So we'd love to be able to show them a different way of doing things that can help keep an income coming in, but also do some good for the local community and for the climate. And we believe that bamboo is a real key for this. A lot of the land use around here is primarily in rice, and it's rice growing season at the moment, so there's a lot of activity happening, and that'll carry on for 3 months. It'll be busy again when they harvest, but then for a lot of the year the fields are just resting. They're not doing anything with them. And rice harvesting, rice planting and harvesting is incredibly hard work. So we have a dream. Firstly and foremost, we need to pay off our debt. We have a mortgage and we have some other smaller debts that we'd love to be able to pay off. But there's a piece of land at the back that a few people have actually asked us, can you buy this land, please? And it's like, you know, I think they've got this idea that I'm the rich foreigner and so I can just come and buy land whenever I feel like it. But believe me, that's not the case. That's one of the reasons we're doing this YouTube channel, so that we can have some other forms of income outside of our guest house and the other little things that we're doing. And we would love to be able to purchase this piece of land at the back. It's about half an acre. We own about an acre at the moment, and it's just adjacent to us at the back. And there's a couple of things that are really on our heart, that for the reason that we'd love to be able to buy it is that it is owned by a widow. Is a lovely local lady whose husband passed away a few years ago, and this year it looks like she's not even preparing to farm it for rice, so she doesn't even have the capacity to get a crop of rice off this piece of land this year. And then the other reason for it is that there is actually no road access to this land, so she has to go through other people's properties. But for us, it wouldn't be terribly difficult. There's a canal at the back of our section, and this piece of land is just across the other side of the canal. So it would be pretty easy for us to access the land if we're able to purchase it. And so our dream is to purchase this piece of land, plant it with bamboo and possibly some other crops. I've recently been introduced to someone who's looking for land to plant particular types of crops that he will then in turn purchase once the crops are ready to be harvested. And these are crops that will provide a much healthier return than rice will. These farmers earn very little through selling their rice and working so hard to produce it. And so we think through these other crops and through the bamboo, we'll be able to show them, hey, here's an alternative and this is how we're doing it, and this is how we're doing it organically, that you don't need to buy chemicals, you don't need to spend money on chemicals to be able to do this. And so this is our dream, to be able to purchase more land. There are other plots of land around that if things go very well, we will also expand. The piece of land on this side of our property is for sale. That's very likely the piece of land on the other side of our property will come up for sale sometime in the future, but they're dreams for another time. Right now, we really want to focus on what we believe is the most practical thing that we can do by wiping out our debt and helping this widow by purchasing her land. And to help us facilitate with this, we'd love to invite our international community to come on board and help us to do this. We're setting up a Patreon page so that people can make donations towards what we're doing here, not just to help us as a family, but to help a broader community and to even help with our endeavours to help combat climate change in the best way that we can practically help this global problem. And I'll leave links to our Patreon account in the description below. And of course, we'll be sharing about this endeavour and how the plan unfolds and how the dream becomes a reality on our YouTube channel as we keep making videos and producing content to give you feedback about how this is going and hopefully encourage others. We would love this to become a model for other communities if it works well, and we really believe that this is a genuine potential. Sure, it's a dream, but we don't think we've got our head in the clouds. Our feet are firmly on the ground and we're going to run with this and do our utmost to make it work, to bring greater opportunities in the forms of growing other crops and other types of things that our community can join in with. And hopefully as it grows, as the bamboo grows, as the idea grows, then other business can also grow from it, because there's so many things that you can make and you make with bamboo and use bamboo for. So I will envisage to really research this and come up with plans to make practical businesses that can involve our community in a way that will help impact them and give them a better lifestyle that's less intense hard work than farming rice. So as I encouraged you before, please check out those other videos. I'll put links to them here so you can learn a bit more about why bamboo is so fantastic and why we believe it's so great for combating climate change. Thanks very much for watching.